everyone, welcome to the Gala Mini Kitchen. Tonight I'm gonna do my father's risotto recipe. I know we've done a few risotto recipes, but this is the COVID-19 and we're supposed to stay inside, try to grocery shop less, use the foods that we have in our pantry and fridge. So I have some asparagus that needs to be used, and for all of you to note, you store it in water, it lasts longer in your fridge. You can have it a week, 2 weeks, without it going bad. I also do that with my cilantro, and I keep my celery this way. It's a great way to keep your veggies in the fridge. So since last night, Michael made a lot of chicken cacciatore. We're gonna reheat this, and the mushroom asparagus risotto will go really well with it. Cheers everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Okay, so for this risotto recipe, like any other risotto recipe, you start with onion or shallot. I like the flavor of shallots better. So you just chop the shallot. So next we're gonna prepare some garlic. And I love garlic. So I'm gonna use 4 large cloves. Now this garlic press is the best. I can't tell you what it is, but I've had it for years. And as you can see, you put the cloves in and you don't have to take the skin off. It just comes out perfectly like so. So then I take all this and I put it into our compost, which helps our garden. Okay, so next we are gonna cut up the mushrooms, and you can use any mushrooms. Sometimes I use shiitake, sometimes I use portobello. I mix it up, whatever you can get in the grocery store. And you're gonna chop them. You need to chop them small because they're flavoring the risotto. Okay, so you want about 2 cups of mushrooms chopped. They are going to shrink once you put them in the olive oil. I'm going to do the asparagus. Chop the ends off. What I use the ends for sometimes is to do soup stock, vegetable stock, that kind of thing. So if I plan on doing that, I'll reserve them. I freeze them. And you want to cut the asparagus roughly into the same size bits. There you go. So that's ready. Now we'll start making the risotto. Okay, so we're gonna turn this on about medium high. We're gonna put the rice into the frying pan. Okay, so now we toast the risotto, and we want it to come a bit brownish. This usually takes about 5 or 10, no, maybe 5 minutes. Okay, now you can see that the rice is getting a nice brown toastiness. We don't want to burn it. We don't want any burning flavor. We just move it off the heat for now. So now we're going to open the extra virgin olive oil. We have a new bottle here. And then we pour a couple tablespoons in there, 2 or 3. I'm just going to put the shallots in first. And as soon as the shallots become clear or translucent, we'll add the garlic. Pay attention to make sure that you stir the onions so that they don't burn. Since this is the base for the risotto, you want to make sure that everything is cooked specifically to the right temperature, right cooking level. The onions are becoming a bit clear now, translucent. This is the perfect time to add the garlic. Add the garlic. Add in the garlic and you just give it a quick stir. Garlic only takes like maybe 30 seconds. You don't want to keep it in there any longer before adding the white wine. You add the white wine now, about a cup. Once that starts to boil, I'm gonna add the asparagus and the mushrooms. First the asparagus because they take longer to cook. I want to start cooking the vegetables before I start cooking the rice. Now that the wine's coming to a nice boil, we'll add the asparagus first. Easier. You let the asparagus boil for about 5-6 minutes on high. Now that we've got the asparagus partially cooked, I'm gonna add the mushrooms. Now to the mushrooms, I'm gonna add a little bit of turkey stock. Now this is my homemade turkey stock. Not gonna teach you how to make it, I'll just tell you what I put in it. I usually put 1 whole onion, some celery, any vegetables I have. I have frozen chard in my fridge, a carrot, and I boil it for about 7 hours. And I make a big pot of it and I freeze it because realistically everything in Italian cooking takes stock, whether it's vegetable stock, turkey stock, chicken stock, but the stock and the wine are the most important ingredients in Italian cooking, aside from the garlic and onion. Now I've got the mushrooms almost semi-cooked, which is what you want, the mushrooms and the asparagus semi-cooked before you add the rice. I'm gonna turn this on medium-low. I'm gonna add a little olive oil in here. And this is all about the COVID-19. Don't go out, use what you have in your house, eat your leftovers, all that kind of thing. And we're just gonna put the chicken cacciatore in here and heat that up. And this will taste either amazing on the rice or a combination beside the rice. So now that I have the asparagus and the mushrooms semi-cooked in some wine and some turkey broth, I've added Michael's chicken cacciatore from last night, which will be a great side with the risotto. We can either top it or we can eat it on the side. COVID-19 is all about eating your leftovers, not going out shopping, eating what you have in the fridge, the pantry, the freezer, and making healthy meals. Okay, we are gonna grate up some Parmigiano Reggiano to top the risotto with. Grate it up. That should be enough. Okay, now that we've cooked part of the mushrooms and asparagus, we're gonna add the toasted rice. And I have a cup and a half here into the sauce. So we're gonna cook this for about 17 to 20 minutes, stirring and continuously adding the turkey broth. And like I said, you're gonna do this for 17 to 20 minutes. What you're gonna do is add more stock, turkey stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock, whatever you prefer to cook with, and continue stirring. Now you want to add it, you want this stock to go down to almost none before you start adding more, because you don't want to make a soup, you want to make sure that it's nice and thick. So going, and it's getting more cooked. We like to serve it a bit al dente, but we're gonna add a tiny bit more turkey broth. Keep stirring it in, stirring it in. So risotto has to be served hot, and it has to be served exactly how you want it. So now that it's starting to thicken up here, I'm gonna add my spices, which is just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I stir that in because you can see it's kind of getting a little bit crisp on the bottom. You don't want it to burn. You're gonna put a tiny bit more broth in for this portion. Oh yeah, stir it around. Now the secret here, add about a tablespoon of butter. Now the table, you don't need to if you want to be healthy and you just want olive oil. It tastes just as good. But the teaspoon of butter makes it a bit creamy. In here, I have our chicken cacciatore heating up from last night. And we're pretty much done. So just gonna melt that butter, cook it up, get that last little bit of a bit more salt. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. So the risotto has to be served hot. I'm gonna top it with a tiny bit of Parmesan cheese. Perfecto. It's done. Buon appetito.